Welcome back, everybody, and today we are actually in 2025.
Oh my god! Wow!
It is the first of the month and everybody had a good year, but we're going to start this year off even better with our 2023 Audi Sq5. Now this Sq5 is equipped with a 3-liter turbo V6, a hot V, and this is the same exact motor that comes in the S4, and this thing is an absolute ripper. In today's video, we're going to be installing a carbon fiber intake and a stage 1 ECU tune from 034 Motorsports. So shout out to 034 because they're helping this build and they're going to help us make an absolute monster. So we opted for the carbon fiber 5-inch intake. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So here's the shrouding. Nice 034 logo. Looks so good. Turbo inlet and our tuner. So this is 034's turbo inlet and carbon fiber intake with their 5-inch filter. Now this is a sweet setup, and this is going to increase so much performance, and it's going to make this car sound so good. So let's go ahead and get a stock comparison of what this car sounds like stock, and then so you guys can see what it sounds like with this sweet intake system. So as you can hear from that clip, you can barely hear anything. You hear more exhaust than anything, but this car does have a sweet exhaust sound, but we want to optimize that intake noise and make everything sound amazing. So let's go ahead and take this intake box off and start disassembling. Got that out. Now this piece will be replaced by this piece right here, and then it'll connect to the turbo inlet just like this one did. But look how skinny this is compared to this big thing, so we're obviously going to get so much more flow. And there's our turbo inlet right here that connects to that pipe into that restrictive filter right there. We're going to go ahead and use our T25 torque sticks to remove the lid on this airbox. Boom, just like that. Look at that filter. That is like a foam, weird double layer filter. That is the most crazy thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Step is removing this ducting right here. Just be careful, you don't want to break any of these tabs. It pushes out and you'll be able to pop this up, and then we'll be able to take this filter box out. Stock box has little rubber grommets on the bottom that hold it in, just like that one right there, and one up here. And basically just pull it up and it'll pop right out. So we're gonna have to remove this cowl to get to this piece right here, and if you there's a button right here. If you press that button, it pops right up. It'll allow you to take this cowl off and remove the clips needed to get this out. Removing this cowl, start from the side and just pop it up. There's little clips. They just pop out like that. Boom, you have full access to that. Now we can remove this piece, and then 034 integrates a new duct for that filter. like that. Okay, now that we have our intake box all taken apart, we're gonna go ahead and remove the looming from the factory turbo inlet, just so we can get access to the bolts right here, and so we can get access to our PCV line. So I got these popped up. You just have to pull up pretty hard on them because there's little metal tabs in here that like to grip onto the plastic to keep them from coming out, but you just got to put a little force on it and it'll pop up. Now my main concern is getting that bottom bolt off the turbo inlet down there. It's gonna be a B, so T30 Torx bit, not T25. We're gonna go ahead and take that top one off and figure out a way to get that bottom one off. Okay, so I got the top one out normally with just a socket, and now I have a T30 bit that you would put in like a screwdriver head. Then I got vice grips, and it's thin enough to get in that crevice to be able to remove that T30 Torx bit. Alright, we were able to get that bottom bolt off. Took forever, longest bolt in the world. We'll go ahead and take this off and then continue to our new turbo inlet and then putting our intake on. To get this PCV system off, you want to do a twisting motion and it'll actually just pry itself off. So taking a look at our new turbo inlet from 034, way bigger diameter than this stock one right here. It's going to add a lot more flow and a lot more sound. Now this is the adapter, not the adapter, but this is the back piece to the turbo inlet. Now this comes with an O-ring on the side right here, so be careful when unpackaging it. You don't want to rip either O-ring, and then this O-ring that sticks on the back of it right there. Now it's very important you keep note of the orientation and how you put it on, because you could mess things up and it could not seal right. So I will show you how to assemble this. Because this is an O-ring and it's actually fitting into this piece, I'm going to use a little bit of oil, not a lot, just a little bit to lube up that O-ring so we don't pinch it. The O-ring, just like that. The beveled side is going to go facing the turbo inlet like that, and the flat side will be on the turbo, using this O-ring to seal it to the turbo. Be a nice flush fit like that. And the beveled side is allowing the air to transition smoothly into the stock turbo. So we dabbed a little grease on the actual cutout where the O-ring sits, just so that the O-ring can't move around when we're trying to assemble it and put it back on. Okay, as you can see, there's our threaded in bolt, and then there's the slot on the turbo inlet that'll allow it to sit on that bolt. So you got to snug it up just enough where it'll barely fit, so you don't have to tighten it down a lot. So that's a sweet, cool engineering idea I did not see. So make sure you guys take into account that nice cutout. Just got it slid over, and then see how much tighter that is. Now we don't have to tighten it as much, I have to struggle. So now I'm going to tighten this one up, tighten that one up, and don't forget your O-ring. Super important part. And put Loctite on these. I put red thread locker on there just a little bit, because these things are going to get hot and they may want to back out. So just keep that in mind. Okay, I got those confidently tight, thread locked, good to go. So let's go ahead and plug in our PCV pipe. Now for the bottom side one, on the underside, I put a little grease on there, slid on super nice. It can be super hard when the plastic and metal try to slip over each other. It's not as slick as plastic on plastic, so I recommend just putting a little grease on there or a little oil and getting it slid up on there. And you want to hear a nice click on that bottom one. It'll click. This one is more of like a push, not so much a click. And then just make sure you can't pull it off, and then you're good. I really like about 034's products is the factory hole placement. Every hole on this already uses a factory bolt, and then they give us the right hardware, so we're dialed. This thing's gonna be awesome. It's gonna sit in here just like that. On those holes we have our factory ducting, our big turbo inlet to our 5-inch filter, and this thing is gonna sound insane. A closer look at our carbon fiber piece. Here's our hardware. Now this is how you want it oriented. This is going to actually clip into the factory rubber grommets down below. So we're going to want to tighten this outside of the car, and you're going to want to put this bracket on top with the kick out like that, because the adapter 5" to the silicone is going to sit right here, and this slot gives you adjustment back and forth to center it. So this is really nicely thought out, super cool intake system, and this is going to make some serious power and noise. Our bracket tightened up, so now we're going to go ahead and pull the old rubber grommets off the stock airbox, slip them down into this spot right here. Here's our silicone boot. Now you're going to want to orient it with the logo facing downward so that I can get that nice swoop in, and then you can position your filter. Now you can adjust this however you want, however it fits. Not every car is the same. There may be a little slight difference here and there. Here's our little grommets. So go ahead and stuff it right down there. And one right there. So here's our bracket and our bolt, and this is going to sit right there. So let's go ahead and put that together. Loosely fitted. Now let's go ahead and throw it in the car. Just like that, we have the intake installed in the rubber grommets. Everything's buttoned up, super straightforward after the turbo inlet. So let's go ahead and get a sound clip. Here's the suction. 034 tuner, you get your OBD2 dongle, super cool, nice aluminum piece that'll plug right into the car. You get a cable, you get two cables, probably what is this, USB to Type C and then Type C to Type C. Okay, cool, they give you both options in case you got an older computer or newer computer. It's the OBD2 right up there. Now that we've gotten our OBD2 dongle plugged in, let's go ahead and go to the 034 app, and then we'll go ahead and sign in. Now if you haven't made an account, go ahead and make an account, and then you can go ahead and sign in with your account and everything will be there. So it's scanning for Bluetooth devices, which is the dongle. It's scanning for the dongle, so we're gonna wait till that pops up. Found it. Looks like it's updated. Okay, so we're all connected. Now it says protected transmission hardware detected. Now since this is a 2023, most transmission tunes are not available yet, so we're not going to mess with that. Once I hear word from 034 that it's okay to flash it, we'll go ahead and flash it. I just don't want to deal with the car being in limbo mode, as it is Christmas and businesses are closed, so I don't want to have to deal with that. So now that everything's connected, let's go ahead to flash. And boom, click on engine. Now here's our stock tune right there, and here is our stage 1. So you click on your engine stage 1 tune, you're going to go ahead and press OK. It'll tell you recommended modifications, which we have, so we're going to go ahead and press flash it. So now it's getting ready to flash. Everything's good, plugged into the charger. Now it actually has a patch software that may or may not allow you to flash the transmission, but we're not gonna mess with that right now. Oh, how wrong I was. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna flash that firmware or software first before flashing your tune. This is the patch to allow your car to be tuned. This is not the patch to let your transmission be tuned. The software patch is simply a patch to allow your car's ECU to be tuned. So disregard what I said. Flash the patch first and then your software tune, and everything will be awesome. Okay, it's programming right now. It's actually doing all-in-one. Okay, flashed. So it says please turn ignition off. Then press OK. And it's a 10-second timer. Turn the ignition on. %. Okay, so that took a total of 10 minutes. So make sure your phone is at a good optimal charging. Plug in your car. So now we're good to go ahead and start this thing. It's so cool. It's got pops now.